Okay, so let's get into ACMS. Let's take our email address here. This is going to be our username. And this is going to be the initial password for our account. Let's take those two and try to log into the system. Okay, so I have entered those credentials here in email address and password, and I'm just going to push login. When I do that, here I'm going to initially say, yeah, sure, go ahead, update the password, that's fine. Okay, when I first time log in, I'm going to get this what's new pop-up, which kind of shows me if there's anything that I've done recently to the software, I kind of notify the users of it through this what's new pop-up. And so this is just a list of things that I've done. Oops, let's keep that at the top. Things that I've done recently that I wanted to notify the users of. For example, the last thing that I've done, there's a tomorrow's email tab, and now it shows suppressed emails. I'll show you all that stuff. Let's not go through what's new right now, but it is important to notice, though, that this dialog only appears once each time something is new. So when I close this, I'm not going to see it anymore, and that's fine. If you do happen to want to see it again, just let me know. I'll make it pop up again for you. Let's close this. And now we need to go through the obligatory disclaimer saying, hey, please don't sue me, right? I mean, I'm just offering this as my offering to the hobby. I'm really not trying to get anybody in trouble. I'm just trying to help. So I have to make you go through a disclaimer. You can check this box before you close it, not to see it again. But you can read through that if you like. If you're a lawyer, it might make sense to you. But overall, just don't sue me. I'm not able to help you recover any damages or anything, and I can't imagine how this could damage you anyway. Okay, so let's do not show again and close. Okay, so now we're looking at the initial page of the AMA Club Management software. And the way this works is up at the top here, it'll show who's logged in. It'll show my AMA number. And then when I want to log out, I can press this button. If I want to see help at any time, I can press this help button. And once again, I get to the help pages. The help pages, by the way, are hot linked throughout ACMS. So for example, a lot of these links that you see here, like when it says, it's showing the club that you're associated to at the top. If you want help on the club, you can click here and it'll take you right to the club of the help system. Similarly, this is another help page hot link. This will take you right to the members help. But let's talk a little bit about what we're taking a look at here. So this is Cumberland County RC. There's a short name I typed in. You can see I can change that, but there are some implications to changing it. I would not recommend changing that, or at least you don't want to change it too often, and you'll see why later. But for right now, let's just keep going. Operating year is 2024. You can't change that. This is where you're supposed to type in your meeting location, like, for example, our club meets at the field hangar. So I'll type that in. The meeting map link is really interesting. It'll allow the users to see a Google Maps link to where the meetings are held. And let me show you a little bit about how to get the meeting map link. Okay, so the way you do this is if you go to Google and you find where your club meets, and so this is just where my club meets here at Cumberland County Radio Control, then if you click on this share in Google Maps, you'll get this pop up and just say copy link. And then if you go back to the club management, then right here in meeting map link, just paste it. And really, that's all you need to do for the meeting map link. The meeting start time, we meet at 10 o'clock in the morning. So just enter hour, minute. If you happen to get the wrong format, it'll show you it just wants hour, minute. So 10, and it's 24-hour time. So for example, 10 o'clock at night would be 2200. But anyway, we meet at 10 o'clock in the morning. Header image is a logo that I will put on the top of all of the reports and the emails to dress up the emails a little bit. So for example, typically all clubs have some kind of image that they portray, some kind of logo for themselves. In order to upload that image here, if I push the upload button, then I want to go through and choose a file. It'll be a file on the file system somewhere. Okay, so my club logo looks like this, Cumberland County Radio Control. It'll upload that file and put it away, and then we can move off to the Venmo payments. Our club happens to also use Venmo for payments. So a lot of times you will have this QR code that can be scanned by users to pay for their club dues. We have one of those. I'm going to upload that. Okay, there's a Venmo payment. PayPal invoice link. Some clubs accept PayPal for payments. If you do, then what you'll need to do, or what you can do, is you create an invoice for annual club dues, and you can put a link to that in here. And then what happens is when and it gets close to the end of the year, and the membership drive starts, and also when the next year starts and you get some lapsed members, then they'll get an email that includes links to the Venmo payment or the PayPal invoice link as a way for them to pay their dues. So when you create a PayPal invoice, it looks something like this. This is one for $70 for our club, but you would make it for whatever your annual dues are. And then what you can do is you can get a link to this. And the link's going to be right up here at the top of the page. If you copy that and then go back to your club, you just paste that invoice link in the PayPal invoice link. And then folks will be able to pay for their club dues using PayPal. The street and the city and the state, those are all editable. I get them from the AMA database. If you're a FRIA club, then just check this box. Carryover balance is all about managing the finances of your club. We'll talk more about that when we get to that section. Early in the year, you'll get your AMA charter and your AMA insurance PDF. You can upload those in here. Just being a secretary of the club, it kind of gives you some place to store those. So if you have your AMA charter, I can choose here, upload that. Okay, so then what happens is, and if an officer wants to see your charter, they can click here on the charter and they just go to what you've uploaded here. Same with the AMA insurance. You can upload your AMA insurance certificate, and that's this right here. Same thing, if an officer wants to see it, they can click on AMA insurance here. And then there's this notion of the ACMS background. So this is how you can customize the login page that you see. So let's take a little look at how this works. Let me log out here for a minute If we log out, we can see this is the default login background for the AMA Club Management software. Now, I can replace this with an image of what my club looks like. So to do that, what I'll do is I'll go back over here, ACMS background, and I'll upload a background image. And I'll choose this one. And if I want to see what that looks like, I mean, I can always click here. That's what it's going to set the background to. So now, for example, when I log out, then what happens is I get a background of my club rather than a default club. And that's what that's all about. Let's log in again. So when you see over here at the end, ACMS background, that's for the login page. You can even hover over a lot of these links to see what they look like. Okay. And so the next thing is going to be to start addressing the members in the club. I'm going to pick that up on the next podcast. This podcast talked a little bit about me, who I was. Talked a little bit about creating a new club for the AMA Club Management software. And once again, if I can show you, if we log out, that was through this page. I gave you some information about how to enter this information. And of course, it was all available through the Create Free Account Club page. I talked a little bit about the email that you received. And remember, that email looked like this. It has your email address and your initial password to your account. A little bit of information about how to get the club started in ACMS. And then we talked about filling out the rest of this club information. I guess the thing we didn't talk about was this nickname. Not all clubs have a nickname. The clubs typically have a name and a short name, which is kind of how you refer to it just in passing. Other clubs, there are some clubs that have nicknames. So even though we're called Cumberland County RC with a short name of CCRC, we might have a nickname of something like, the Cloud Flyers or something like that. And if so, you would just type Cloud Flyers in that slot. And then you'll see that refer to the club in various emails and things like that. Most clubs probably don't have a nickname, and that's fine. Just don't enter anything there. But if your club does have a nickname, that's where you can enter it. And I want to end this podcast here. There's probably a lot of information that we shared up to now. And stay tuned for the next one. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Comments or questions are always welcome. You can get in touch with me on the ACMS login page. My email address is there. And keep an eye out for the next video.